answer that question for her like this. She's in the best shape of her life. She looks great. She's worked awfully hard in the off season, summer and off season. She ran a sub 6:30 mile Wednesday morning. So she's worked hard. She's when we've been in some type of 5-on-5 situations in our skill set workouts, she made a bunch of shots the other day. Her teammates recognized that, and so did we. So, I think Roe, when she's at the top of her game, really adds a different dimension to our team. Her and Blair have great chemistry together, as y'all saw last year in the NCAA tournament, and that's continued through the summer and into the fall. They just have a knack of finding each other. And so what happens, y'all, when you have this competition that we have right now, especially at the guard spot, is you get kids that get familiar with each other, know what they can and can't do. And I think with this group, what's been really cool is that they've worked hard in the off season on the things that they're uncomfortable with, that they're not good at. We've really worked extensively with Tori's ball handling, working specifically with their left hand. And so I think with all these kids, I've been really pleased with that piece of their skill sessions. So, but Roe, she looks great to me.
Hey Vic, you talked a lot about the 4 position. What do you want out of that position? What do you want to see the girls who are competing for that job do in order to win that spot?
Well, I'd like to see 111 victories out of that spot the next 4 years, like I got out of the last 4 with Katera and Bree. With Katera and Bree, they ham and egged it so well over the course of their career. I think if you look back in their 4 years, one started, one came off the bench. The next one started, the next one, and they alternated throughout their career. So whoever wasn't hot, we went with the other one, and typically they were hot. And so for us now, we've got to go, we're going to be inexperienced there. That's going to be a position that's really critical, y'all, to our success. Both ends of the court. You got a Chloe who's really versatile, who can stretch the defense, shoot the 3, got good ball handling, has a presence even down low, and understands how to shoot the fadeaway and score over some people that might be a little bigger than her. In Amisha, you've got an explosive, athletic, long kid that can absolutely run the floor and beat people. She can get the rebound, throw the outlet, and still be the first one down in transition. So I think you've got a unique twosome there in that they each bring something very good to the table. Then you can go small and throw Iggy in there. Iggy's tough, again, another explosive, athletic kid, great quickness, and can hold her own, So much like Texas did a year ago, they had a small one in Breonna Taylor, small 4, and then they could go really big, with 6'5". And so for us, I think we've got now that same type of dimension, except we've got a 3rd one in there. So really excited about the potential there, but right now we've got to develop those kids.
What kind of impact do you expect from Chloe? I know she's had a lot of experience playing at a high level, but do you expect her to come in and really make a difference there at that position?
Absolutely. I mean, we're going to need her to be able to go right away and play some, and I think her international experience, over the summer she played in Italy on the 19 and under Australian team. I think that got her ready for us. She's been out of the house. She lived down in the city for the last 2 years going to high school. Her parents lived up on the farm and about 3 hours away. So she's used to living outside of the house. It's not like a typical freshman that moves out of the house and goes to college. She's been out of the house a couple of years. So the difference is she's not 3 hours away from home now. She's 22 hours away from home. So, but the kids handled it great. She's happy. She really has enjoyed her time. I check on her, about every day. How you doing? And every day she's, man, I'm great. Y'all will see when you have a chance to visit with her just what a personality she is. But I think you're also going to enjoy how she plays. She plays like that red hair.
What's the practice schedule for the first week?
So we'll start Sunday at 2, and then Monday through Thursday the next week we'll go at 1:30 every day. So
strictly one-a-days.
Yeah, we'll go one time and kind of see how we get through. Typically, as y'all know, that first week can be a little bit of a shock, especially to 4 freshmen. You got a junior college transfer in, so we got 5 new kids that they've already gone through somewhat of a shock process. The biggest piece for them is the speed of the game, y'all. they're skilled, but they have, it's one thing to watch it. It's another thing to get out here and run up and down with 10 other kids that are absolutely understand the speed of the game and are fast and quick. And so that's the piece that those kids have really struggled with. And so one a day will be enough. Again, it's a long, hard grind. In my younger years, I might have been grinding it out. Let's go twice a day. But I just think it's a long, hard grind. If we're doing our job, we play into March or into April. And so, and we've been pretty close to April or in April, 4 out of the 5 years I've been here. So we'll take it one day at a time.
Were you pleased with the way the off-season went overall?
Yeah, I think so. Again, I think these new rules, y'all, with the hours, with the inability to make changes sometimes when you have some things come up are going to be a big challenge for us, just because we're really cognizant of our kids academically, and we want to provide them every opportunity, every extra credit session that pops up in a morning for an afternoon. And so for us, I think the off season's been good. The summer was great. We made some really good grades in the summer, and then in the fall, our skill sessions have been good, but it's been a real learning experience, and we've had to adapt to doing things a little bit different. So our kids, I think, have done a great job. For me as the head coach and our staff, we're learning to live with some different parameters right now.
Which players do you feel made the most improvement over the offseason?
Oh man, I tell you, again, I think our bigs have done well with Coach Harris. Zion has looked really good at times to me in skill session work, but again, it's one thing to be out here one-on-one with a coach. It's another thing to go up and down and look good in that setting, full court. Jazz has really done a good job I think, of trying to be a leader at times. Her speed has really, I think, become more and more evident to me, and that she comes on the floor with Blair and Rowe, and those three get up and down. I mean, those three are probably as fast, are faster than any three we have on the team as far as transition goes. And so I think their chemistry is real good. But she's looked good to me. Maya has looked good working with Jazz and Morgan. She's learned really quick how physical even a little point guard has to be, and that position can be. And so, all of our freshmen, I think, have come along slowly, but I'm not in any rush with them, I think those kids I'm trying to make sure I hadn't missed anybody that really kind of stood out. I mean, I think Iggy's made some strides. Again, you're talking about Iggy and Amisha, my sophomore class. They're really going to have to step up. They're going to be thrown into the fire, and they're going to have to perform. And those kids, quite frankly, didn't have too many. I won't say didn't have any, but the meaningful minutes for them a year ago were few. And so now they're going to be competing for some real meaningful minutes, and I need them to win those.
For the start practice, everybody full speed, health-wise?
Yeah, I think so. We don't have anybody living in the training room right now. We've pretty much stayed away from that a little bit. We had some things early in conditioning, but you're going to have things early in conditioning. And, I think for the most part, I've been really pleased. We hadn't had anybody. We may have had one kid miss one conditioning morning. So that's as few as I've ever had here. We typically have had some things happen, and, kids have had to sit out extensive days. But really, I think we had one pulled hamstring one morning. And other than that, we've been really good in the mornings.
What did Victoria do most of the summer with her back? Did she rest that?
Her back?
Had a few issues in spring there. Slowed her down a little bit too.
Well, I think for her, number one, she went to USA basketball in the summer, and I was really proud of her. I watched for 2 days, and Victoria just had a presence. She looked like she belonged. I thought she should have made the team. I mean, I think she certainly was the most, to me, she understood defense more than anybody there. I thought she made shots. I thought she competed at a real high level, which is what I wanted to see. And again, I just thought she belonged. You're looking out there at 40 of the top 23 and under kids in the country, and you're going, that's my kid and she belongs. And I was really proud of that. I thought Tierra had to go against some really good bigs, and I thought she competed and held her own. So, but I thought, again, Victoria, we've really worked hard with her on her ball handling. Carly and Dee have both worked extensively with her on her left hand. I think that's come along a little bit. And health-wise, she's fine. She had a little bit of her and Roe were my two hamstrings in conditioning, and they were just 1 day apiece, and they've been fine ever since. So I think we're pretty healthy. I really do, and that's encouraging going in. So you guys don't jinx me.
You touched on T's experience with USA basketball, and you've talked in the past about how she's got unlimited potential. How do you think that experience was maybe an eye-opener to her to see that while she's accomplished a lot, there's still unlimited steps that she can take?
Yeah, I think for T, it's just it's that self-motivation, it's that understanding and being accountable and holding yourself accountable, wanting to be the best you can be. No, Chinway's not here anymore, but you got Zion that will push her, and Amisha. That really adds a different dynamic to that 5 spot, because Amisha's is probably more flexible than T or Zion, and that she can probably swing 4 and 5. So I think for Tiara, I think she saw at USA basketball there are some really good bigs. They have great footwork. They're physical. But again, you and I both know we've seen her go against the best of the best. Those bigs at Texas, those bigs at Baylor, Asia Wilson at South Carolina. I mean, I can go on and on. Tennessee. So we know she tends to rise to the top when she has to go against those bigs. So, I think the thing that we will miss is Chinway and her pushing each other. Man, they had some knockdown, drag-out battles, y'all, in practice, and it was fun to watch. Made each other better, and so that big body is what we'll miss in practice, but you're going to make up for that. You're still going to have the length with Amisha.
How much do you feel that the perception of the program has changed going into this season, given what you guys accomplished, and maybe some people still looking at it and say, well, that was a fluke last year. We still don't believe in Mississippi State.
I don't think that's a prevailing feeling across the country. I think people, my experience has been were just really happy and excited for our program, for our players, for our university, to see what we were able to do on the biggest stage in the country, knowing what had happened the year before. And so you have to really appreciate the gut check that our kids took and was able to answer the bell in that environment. I mean, it's really quite remarkable, and they deserve all the credit in the world. I have people every day. I have from TV people to media to people in this state to people across the country, when they recognize or see that I'm from Mississippi State, tell me all the time, wow, what a great game. So happy for us, so happy for our players. So, I think the perception across the country, we've changed that perception yearly. It's not something that happened just with one game last year. I think what that game does, it validates what people have been noticing and seeing, and what we've been selling as a staff in the recruiting process. And so I think now, quite frankly, Mississippi State women's basketball is a household name. And I think people understand where we are and what we're accomplishing yearly. 111 games in 4 years. Come on. I mean, that's hard to do. I'd welcome anybody to do some research, tell me what other program in the United States has won 111 games the last 4 years. It's a tremendous credit to my staff and to our players. And I think those folks deserve a lot of credit for that. Now, it's not building the program that's the hardest thing to do. It's maintaining it. That's our job now. We're trying to maintain it. We've gone from 27 to 28 to 34 games. We've got to maintain it. You do that through recruiting. You do that through retaining your student athletes. You do that through developing them. And we've done a good job of that since I've been here. And so we're excited about this season. But again, what we have been preaching to our kids is that year's over. It's over. It's done. We lost 4 seniors that helped us win 111 games. You know what? They're not coming back. This senior class will be remembered for what we accomplished this year, not what they did their junior year. this senior class has a chance to surpass the 111 victories by winning 23. 22, I think, ties it. 23 surpasses it. So I've got 4 seniors that are a little hungry to do that. Now, my junior class has also been very successful. So it's just a domino effect, y'all. And that's what you want. You want kids that see that and they want to etch their name in history.
Your contract decision, I think, makes you number 7 in the country in pay. Is that, maybe not even so much on you, but a reflection on the program or the status or the investment this university is making?
Correct. I'm very thankful to Dr. Keenum and to Coach Cohen for their trust and confidence that they placed in me with this program. And you know what? They've also invested in my staff, and that's probably more important than me. I can't do it by myself. I got to have good people. I've got the best in the country. I've got tremendous coaches on my staff, and we're excited that we're at Mississippi State. I think Mississippi State is a women's basketball university, and in my industry, it doesn't get any better than that. And that's what I'm excited about. That's why I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to be the coach, because I'm at a place, and it's not like this everywhere. In fact, you could probably say, if you wanted to compare it to the other 340 or 50 universities in the country, it's not like that in most places. But it is like that here at Mississippi State, and that's very, very special, and I'm just proud to be the head coach.
I was with Brock the other day, and your lovely wife happened to walk by, and she mentioned the word pressure and talking about the upcoming season. Is there necessarily any more pressure in the sense that you have to validate something like a Final Four from last year?
I don't think so. I mean, Brock would have to tell us. So when we won 27, we started out the year, I think, 18-0. When we won 28, we started the year, I think, 20-0. Last year, we started out the year 20 or 21, and we were 27-1 at one time. Look, y'all, it's hard to do that. And so I don't think you can measure yourself, okay, well, we got to start that again this year. I don't think you can't get caught up in that. We have an unbelievably tough schedule. Our non-conference schedule is as hard as anybody's in the country, I would think. And, I've kind of put this team out there. We're going to see what we're made of early. We've got a lot of good teams on there, a lot of top 20 teams in non-conference. We've got an Elite 8 team on there. And so and here's the thing. All we are is a notch on everybody's belt. Everybody we play, we're a potential notch on their belt. It's what they'll sell that next week if they happen to beat us to every recruit they're recruiting. They'll send the score, a picture after the game, and so we're a potential notch on everybody's belt. But you know what? We've got to wear that bullseye. Our teams in the past have worn the bullseye from the previous year. So I really don't think it's any different. I think we've had a pretty big bullseye on us for a while now. Certainly this bullseye is maybe a little bigger, but so the answer to your question is, for me, no, there's no pressure. My job is to coach women's basketball, coach this team, develop them, get them to their full potential, and I got the best job in the country, and I got to do it at Mississippi State University. So there's no pressure in that. Look, pressure is getting a phone call at 8:30 in the morning from the emergency room doctor in Crockett, Texas, saying, hey, your son's been brought in, he's unconscious, unresponsive, and seizing. Where would you like us to send him? That's pressure. This ain't pressure, boys.
Your thoughts about the NCAA and the FBI and the bill and all that news that came out yesterday?
Yeah, it's just I hate it for our game. We have a great game, and I'm certainly disappointed because I think we got a lot of great people in our game, and I'm certainly it's disappointing.